Hello and namaste everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Myself Nilesh Shah, and today from this video we shall start the modeling and designing of isolated footing in CSI Safe. So before starting the designing in Safe, first of all I would like to demonstrate you how we got the loads on our footings. That is, we will design this footing as you are seeing here, the cursor. Okay, so we will be designing the footing for this column. Okay, so as I have already modeled my building in ETABS and have analyzed it, I will directly show you the forces on this footing here. But before proceeding, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, then please subscribe it. And if you haven't seen how to model and design the building in ETABS, then you can visit my channel for that playlist, and I will give that link in my description box. So as I have already analyzed it, now we shall go to display support or spring reaction. Click here, and in the case select anything, and here I will be selecting tabulated form, and I will select only the FZ because the moment are very negligible here, so I will get only axial force there, FZ. Okay, let us start from dead load. Here you can see in the plan view dead load there in kilonewton, and the moment will be in newton meter. So we do not have regards here with moment, we shall only see the forces. So here the dead loads we will do for this column, that is column number 38, that is the level number 38. Here the dead load is 828.3133 kilonewton. Similarly, the live load, here is the live load, and this is 66.7335 kilonewton. And similarly, the live load up to 3 kilonewton is 149.3046, and we do not have live load greater than 3 kilonewton. And the wall loads are 207.181 meter, and we will be neglecting the smaller ones, that is the parapet wall and the partition wall, the smallest loads. And the floor finish here is 77.7811. So based on these loads, we shall first find the dimension of our footing that we have to give in CSI Safe to model our footing, and we shall need to find the thickness also. So let's go to the manual calculation to find the dimension of our isolated footing and the thickness of that footing. So let's get started from the calculation. And now, based on all the loads, the dead loads, live loads, and all the wall loads that we got from ETABS, now we will design our footings. That is, now we will find the dimension of our footing and the thickness of our footing in some calculations. So let's start now. So here is the list of loads that we got from ETABS, and now we will find the dimension of our footing. Okay, so service load will be 1 times dead load plus 1 time live load. That is, our total dead load is 1 into and plus 1 time, so we will get, and now the total load that will be acting on the footing, that is our isolated footing of one column, will be equal to total load P equals to service load plus self weight of footing. In case of self weight of footing, if the depth of foundation is not given, then self weight of footing is taken equal to 10% of the service load. But if the depth of foundation is given, then what we can do is the formula will be gamma s into df into ps by SPCS. SPCS is safe bearing capacity of soil, and PS is the service load here, and this df is the depth of foundation, and gamma s is the unit weight of soil. So the total load now, total service load, that is P, will be equal to 1329.3089 plus 10% of service load, that is 1329.3089. So altogether it will be equal to 1462.2398 kilonewton. Okay, so here we have found the value of 1462.2398 kilonewton. And why I have calculated only the service load? Because we will be provided safe bearing capacity. Safe bearing capacity means ultimate bearing capacity divided by some safety factor. That is, the bearing capacity has already been divided by the safety factor. So here we will be taking only the working load, that is the service load, and not the ultimate load. Okay, so now we will start our dimension calculation. Now the area of footing, we have some formula. Area of footing will be equal to total service load, that is P, divided by SBCS, that is the safe bearing capacity of soil, because safe bearing capacity of soil is equal to P by A, that is total service load divided by the area of footing. So the area of footing will be equal to 1462.2398. And what is the safe bearing capacity of soil? So this factor will be different for different types of soil. So in my case it is 150, so it will be equal to 9.748 meter square. Here the area of footing is equal to 9.748 meter square. And now as my column is as my column size, as we have seen in ETABS, the column size is 400 by 400, that is, it is a square column. So our footing will also be a square now. Therefore so it will be equal to 3.1222 meter, and here I will be round off it to 3.2 meter. So we have calculated the dimension of footing. But suppose if you had the rectangular footing, that is, suppose if you had a rectangular column and the area of your column was 600 by 400. So the size of your footing should be, or it would be better if you take the same proportion of your footing as your column. That is, if you ratio, that is the ratio of the dimension of your column is 600 by 400, that is 3:2. So the ratio of your footing, that is the ratio of your dimension of the footing, should be in the ratio of 3:2. That is the better practice. And now we will proceed to the calculation of depth of the footing. So for that we will calculate the net upward earth pressure acting on footing. So it is given by BCS, that is bearing capacity of soil, is equal to factored load PU divided by the area of footing. So it will be equal to service load into 1.5, that is the safety factor, divided by area. Area is now 3.2 into 3.2, that is the product of new dimension that we have rounded off. So it will be equal to 214.19, make it 215 kilonewton per meter square. And now we will proceed to calculate the thickness of the footing, that is this part. Here as you can see, this is the footing of 3.2 meter by 3.2 meter, and this is our column area, that 400 mm by 400 mm. Similarly, I have made a 3D view here, not so perfect though. That is 3.2 meter by 3.2 meter of footing, and 400 mm by 400 mm of our column. So according to the clause 34.2.3.1 and 34.2.3.2 of IS code 456 is to 2000, maximum bending moment occurs at the face of column. That is, the maximum bending moment will occur here. Here you can see this is the face of column, and the maximum bending moment will occur here. And to calculate this maximum bending moment, we shall first calculate this force. So this force will be equal to this force, as you can see here, this is acting upward. You may call it uplift here. so it is acting upward the soil reaction. Okay, so this force will be equal to bearing capacity of soil into this breadth, that is this is 3.2 meter if you are doing in this direction, or if you had done in this way you had taken this 3.2 meter, this one. So here BCS into B, that is this one, into L by 2 minus L by 2. Why I had done this L by 2 minus, this is a small L by 2, okay? Why I had done this? Because we have to calculate the force acting in this area, that is this area, as you can see here, and this we need this length. This is equal to this L by 2 means this half portion, and if we subtract this portion from here, so you can see this is a small L by 2 and this whole is capital L by 2. So capital L by 2 minus a small L by 2 will give us this portion. Okay, so we want this area basically, that is B, this is B, and this is L by 2 minus L by 2. Okay, so this is the area and this is BCS. So we had got this force here, and now we will calculate bending moment at YY phase. Okay, YY phase, that is this phase here. So you will have to do for the both of the phase, that is this phase also and this phase also, as our footing is a square, that is symmetrical footing here. So we will be doing for one side only, because we will get the same value for the both sides. But if your footing is not symmetrical, or it is rectangular or something else, so you will have to find for the both of the faces, and the maximum value you will have to use to find the thickness. So here bending moment at YY phase will be equal to BCS into B into L by 2 minus L by 2. This is this force that I have already shown you, into L by 2 minus L by 2. Okay, L by 2 minus L by 2 into 1 by 2, that is the bending force, that is the bending moment. This is the surface loading here, and the bending moment we will calculate for this middle point, because the concentrated load of this force will act at the middle point here. So L by 2 minus L by 2 into 1 by 2. So if you calculate this, you will get the value 671.69984 kilonewton meter. And as it is symmetrical, the bending moment at XX phase will be same as the bending moment at YY phase. Okay, so we don't need to calculate that. So we will take the value equal to 671.7 kilonewton meter. But if you had got the different values for these two phases, you had to take the maximum value among these two. Here in the note you can see, for your simplicity, it can be analyzed from the geometry of orientation of a footing that the face exposed to greater area poses the greater moment. Hence calculation for that face only can be done too. Basically what does it mean is, if the area of this face is larger and the area of this face is smaller than this one, then you can do the calculation for this face only. That will automatically be the greater force than this one. Okay, so to get the greater force bending moment, you can calculate the face having greater area. Okay, so now we shall calculate the depth of beam. For the calculation of depth of beam, we have a formula for mu limiting, that is 0.36 xu max by d into 1 minus 0.42 into xu max by d into fck bd square. This formula you can get in Annex G of IS 456 2000. In this one, xu max by d for different grade of rebar have the different values, and this fck is the grade of concrete. So here I am using the grade of concrete M25. and the grade of rebar is Fe 500 that you have seen in the ETABS videos. Okay, and if you simply derive by keeping all the values for different grade of rebar here, values of XU max by D, you will get this simplified formula for Mu limiting. We shall be using here for Fe 500, that is Mu limiting will be equal to 0.1336 into FCK. What is our FCK? FCK is M25, that is 25 here. So M25 into what is B? B is the breadth of our footing. So breadth of our footing is 3.2 meter, that is 3200 millimeter into D square. So we will use D square, means this D is the depth of footing. Here Mu limiting what we have calculated, 671.7. so 671.7 is equal to 0.1336 into 25 into 3200 D square. If we solve this, we will get the value of D equals to 250. Yeah, and while doing this, don't make a mistake here, 671.7 kilonewton meter. Okay, so we will calculate it in Newton millimeter, so multiply by 10 raised to 6. Okay, so don't leave this one or take care of your units. So you will get, after solving this, you will get the value of D equals to 250.691 mm. Okay, now increase this depth, that is D dash is equal to D into 1.5. Why 1.5? I am increasing this by 1.5 times to resist shear. Okay, so you can increase up to 1.5 to 2 times here. So I am increasing by 1.5 times, so it will be equal to 376.0365 mm. So consequently I will adopt the effective depth of footing 380 millimeter and cover of 65 millimeter. So my overall depth of the footing will be 445 millimeter. That is what we have done is, length by breadth of our footing is 3.2 meter by 3.2 meter, and depth, that is thickness of the footing, is equal to 445 millimeter. So we have done the basic calculation to model our footing now, and from the next video we will start this modeling and then analysis in CSI SAFE. So stay tuned, and yes, don't forget to subscribe this channel and hit the like button. Thank you.